Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be a behind the brand video and I'm really excited because it's going to be more of a vlog style. So just kind of showing you a peek behind the scenes of what my day-to-day looks like. This behind the brand I'm extremely excited about because I am going to be creating my very first pattern collection. So back in the beginning of 2021, so not that long ago, but I enrolled into Bonnie Christine's Surface Pattern Immersion course, and I was not really sure exactly why I signed up for it, to be honest. I never had dreams or intentions of creating a pattern collection of any kind or doing any licensing, but there was something inside of me that was super drawn to the idea and having that skill as a creative door opener into the future. So I did start the course, but then within like that same month, the wedding world just got crazy. So that's when I started thinking that I should bring back this surface pattern course that I enrolled in and start learning it. So this is going to be quite of an undertaking, but I all of a sudden had this strong desire to design fabric patterns and create them into the cutest little baby girl clothes. My mom bought me a sewing machine for Christmas about probably around the same time, like a year and a half ago. I have yet to figure out how to use it. I think she taught me once how to turn it on and get it set up. So I think this process is going to be really similar, where I create a brief for myself and this collection and bring it all the way through mood board, picking a color palette, all the way through sketches, creating the storyline, and then the actual creation of the pattern artwork and launching the patterns. And then ultimately creating what I wanted to do was sew little girl clothes. I'll pop a little image in the corner here of inspiration that I've seen of patterns that I'd love to try. I'm going to keep that in the forefront of designing this collection. What I want to do with this video is bring you along with me and show you my creative process of how I'm going to create my very first pattern collection. But first, I need to go finish my hair because it is looking rough. So I will go do that real quick and then I will catch you back here and we will grab our sketchbooks and start brainstorming. Well, hello, mister. Are you having a relaxing morning? You sure look it. I wish I could be you right now. So I grabbed my sketchbook as well as my laptop. And what I am going to do now is answer some very important questions, such as what will this pattern be primarily created for? Like, what are the types of end products? I really want to sew with it, so definitely fabric. I think it would do really well on wallpaper as well as maybe some notebooks. So a big part of this new collection is going to be encompassing my new brand redesigns. What I thought would be such a fun idea is to work off of the color palette of my new brand design and incorporate that into this collection. So that is what I'm going to do. So I feel like I've already got one step ahead of the game on this one, but I'll still kind of talk through about how I would normally source inspiration and my colors. I am going to list out just a bunch of brainstorm words. So just single words, phrases, things that really inspire. You could even write a story is really helpful when it comes to brainstorming. Now I'm going to aim for writing at least 5 to 10 minutes. If it takes me longer, I'm just gonna go with it. Okay, so I just did my brainstorm and wrote down just a bunch of words that came to mind, as well as some phrases, and answered some very important questions. Who is this collection for? And it is going to be for moms who love to sew and decorate for their baby girls. It's somebody who loves more of a natural, sweet, girly yet organic style, and it is going to have a timeless feel to it. I'm creating this collection out of a future dream of having a little girl who I can sew clothes for. So I want this collection to share the stories from our adventures through nature, which my husband and I love to go fly fishing and spend a lot of time outside, and just all those memories I'd love to capture within a pattern collection that could turn into the sweetest little baby girl clothes. From here, what I'll do is then start to create the mood board, and I do this for my wedding couples, and it is so helpful. So once I read, like my wedding couples fill out a questionnaire, and that helps me create what I've just done now is a brainstorm and a brief. So what I'll do now is go over to my computer, and I'm just going to start to create a brand board and source inspirational images. The thing when I source inspirational photos is I try really hard to stay away from sourcing the end product, like patterns within fabric. So I try really hard to stay away from that. I might just pull out little inspirational motifs that I like. It could be something like a wall hanging is really inspiring to me if it has the right colors. So I'm really just starting to craft the overall feel, and the brand colors are going to start to come together in this mood border. I will just start by going to Pinterest and start grabbing some pictures. So I am just going to scroll this biz brand board and pull out some images, trying hard to stay away, like I said, from pictures that are just way too similar to what I'm trying to create. So I do not get locked in on somebody else's artwork. I really do not like when you see a piece of artwork that you like. It might be very inspiring, and you cannot get your head around or away from trying to replicate things from it. Like, that is just a disaster if you start to go down that route. So I find pictures of like landscapes or even paintings of landscapes, and I try to source maybe some brush strokes that I really love from it, or even the colors. Here's a weaving that I'm like super obsessed with that just has the most beautiful colors and textures. So I'm trying really hard to, or even like these little embroidery initials. I think those are so adorable. So I am just going around and trying to pull out some pictures. What I'll do is then save these pictures, and I'm just going to create, I do it all in InDesign. So I'll create an InDesign document. I kind of use the same template that I use for my wedding clients, but I don't have a name for the pattern collection yet. But this is where I like to put any notes. So then down below here, I pick some really key images that I think will bring inspiration throughout this creation process. So you'll notice that a lot of these pictures have nothing to do with pattern. There was one picture here that does have a little pattern in the background, but otherwise, like, I love the wood tone, the soft wood tone against that pattern in the background, and it has a lot of the same color scheme that I'm going for. And then this is actually a painting that I did from one of our Driftless Adventures collection. This is the type of outfit that I would love to create, so I am definitely including a picture of that. And then I also have a weaving here because I just love the colors and the texture that this weaving brings in. And then this paint swatches I think is so perfect because those are exactly the type of colors I want to have within my brand. And then really random it feels like, but this is kind of that soft, neutral, earthy feel that I want to go for. And then here is my actual brand colors. So a peek into my brand, and I'm so excited. Aren't they the most beautiful color palette ever? I think they're going to be perfect for this first pattern collection. So I just created that brand board inside of InDesign, but you don't need InDesign. So if you wanted to do a similar process for your next, project or collection, whatever you might be creating, you don't need to use InDesign. You could totally keep it all into Pinterest, or you could create a Canva. You could also just cut it out and print out your pictures and put up a good old-fashioned bulletin board is a great way to do it too. So many different ways that you can do that. I just work primarily in InDesign, so that's where I decided to do it. At this point, am going to sit down and start sketching out just, thumbnails of what I want different sections of these patterns to look like, just kind of an overall feel. So some are going to be pretty simple, some are going to be more complex, and I just want kind of a nice array and have like a nice feature pattern that's going to be like the standout of the collection. But then I need some that are going to be just kind of like complementary, you know, like this throw pillow. They don't have quite so much detail in the pattern. So anything like with stripes and plaids, I want to bring those in too. So going for about 8 patterns within the collection. I might make more, it just depends on how the process is going. And I can't wait to show you as I get started sketching and what I decide to come up with. Hey friends, so it's actually the next day now, and I spent some time this morning and did some sketching for the new pattern collection that I'm working on. So all I did was really create some thumbnails. So I'll show you right here. And as you'll see, I have been sketching out the little clothing that I want to be able to sew with the end product. But when it comes to creating sketches, really what I do is just do simple little outline sketches, rough sketches that kind of give me a general idea and visualization. And then I also love to write little notes that go along with it. And that is going to be my basis and what I work from when I go to digitizing the artwork and creating the artwork. And then in the next Behind the Brand video, I'm going to bring you into actually creating the patterns and showing you how I'm going to do that process. This is going to push me creatively in a brand new way, which is what I have been craving lately. But I hope you guys are enjoying this video, and if you are, please hit the like button and subscribe, because I'll have more DIY and Behind the Brand videos coming out. I want to show you what I use, tools, skills, just what I've developed over these years to hopefully help you along the way. So thanks so much for being here, and I will see you next week.